Okay, so today is December the 28th. Okay, so I just got through watching a video on YouTube about C.R.T. and how some parents in Texas were against their students learning about C.R.T. in their schools. Okay, and for those that don't realize what that is, it's critical race thinking. That's what C.R.T. stands for. Okay, my whole thing is I'm a parent. Okay, my children are grown now. And I had three. But the thing of the thing is this. This is just my opinion. I feel like the parents are angry. And not just in Texas. It's other places that these parents don't want critical race thinking taught in these schools. What they are saying is they don't want the white children to feel guilt because of what their ancestors did to the blacks back in the day. They don't want the black children to feel like they're still victims. Well, here's the truth of the matter. The situation is this. Here's the meat and the whole potatoes of the whole situation. Us black people, we are victims of racial disadvantages. We are still the victims. I'm here to tell you, I am 47 years old. We are the victims. We're very much still victims. But some of us decide to go ahead on with our life and try to be happy in spite of, we make things happen for ourselves and our children, even though we're financially blocked. I'm telling you, I can't get over. I cannot get over what I see. It blows my mind how one race can live so good and see another race live on mediocre means and not feel anything within their heart. Now, I won't say everybody is like that, because everybody is not like that. There are a lot of non-black people, non-people of color that donate to certain charities where black people or people of color do benefit from those charities. This is true. However, I feel like they only do it sometimes so they won't feel guilty. And meanwhile, a person like myself, Lord knows, I've helped everybody I could come in contact with. And not just black people. Also, I worked in a big old building, AT&T building. I was doing security there. You had actual AT&T employees that would pass by the donation bin during Thanksgiving. When they did the toy drive during Christmas, and they wouldn't put a damn thing in the big old bin. I took it upon myself. I went to the grocery store on my lunch break, bought buggies of food, and filled that sucker up. That is what I did. I've done it different places I worked. When I worked for Pep Boys, I bought Toys for Tots 2 years straight, because my children were already grown and they wouldn't benefit from having any toys. You understand what I mean? And I could do this, so I did this. So my thing is, that's all well and cute, but at the same time, I'm having to rob Peter to pay Paul every time I turn around. And I want a house. I want a house. I don't have a house. That's a problem for me. I'm not jealous of anybody that has one, but there's definitely a problem and a divide when it comes to what we have as black people. There's a big divide. And some of the powers that be are none. The powers that be are not black or people of color that have us oppressed still in 2021. They know that the things that they did back then to black people would set us back 4,000 or more years. Here I am, like I said, as I live and breathe on today, we still have black people that's struggling to make ends meet because of our parents were disproportionate. My grandparents were disproportionate. I don't remember. I don't remember what they say my granddaddy did for a living, but I do know that my grandmother, she worked for a white family. Let me get up in the light here a little bit. It's so dark. My grandmother worked for a white family. She helped raise their children. She kept their house clean and all that. You know, my mother, I remember her working at different chicken plants back in Gainesville, where we're from. And the thing is, my mom, she was a woman. She'd come home with high water boots on. You know, psychologically, do you know what that does to a woman? And then, like, when I go to work now, when I go to work on my day job, I'm told it's almost like we're being policed. And I'm just saying it because I'm being honest. You know, at the age I am now, they don't tell the young people to go out there and do this and that. Certain things that young people should do, that everybody do the same job there. Okay? And then every now and then I'm being told, you know, pull your hair back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not comfortable with those things. But there's definitely not somebody black or a person of color behind all that. That's somebody who's exercising control. Usually that's the hand of a Caucasian person or some other. And it's very sad, you know, it's very sad. You know, I don't know what to say about America. To me, Caucasian people feel like they are the owner of that flag. You understand what I mean? And I let them have it because I don't have to worship an American flag in order to be an American. I know I'm American. I was born here. Also, I don't feel intimidated by anybody that's white. Whether you're my manager, friend, foe, whatever you want to be to me, I'm not afraid of you because of your skin color. And I don't want you to be afraid of me because of mine. But I do want you to understand this one thing. You know, we're not blind. You're not stupid, and we're not blind. You can't sit up here and say that the oppression back then didn't set us back. It did. It really did. The slaves, if they were caught with a book, they were killed or whipped. Is this not true? And as far as white guilt is concerned, oh my goodness. The disrespect. You see the disrespect on, you know, I'm not prejudiced. I say this all the time. But you definitely see the disrespect in Caucasian people's eyes for you. When you're waiting on them in these different places or these different jobs, they have a clear distaste or dislike for you. And that's not fair. You know, if somebody hasn't done anything wrong to you, why do you hate them? Why? I see it. You know, I try to speak light and positivity on everything, but I see it. I've always seen it. My last job I worked at, I had really nice customers, black, white, whatever country, whatever color they came from, and I loved them. They were good. You know, I work with some really nice people now, and they're good, no matter what color they are. They're very cordial, at least while we're at work. As far as I know, I don't know if they dislike black people outside of the job. I wouldn't know this. But I tell you one thing, it would break my heart if I found that out, because everybody in there is just so nice and so mature. You know, there's a lot of maturity there. So I appreciate that much. But anyways, I don't know. I'm just making this video to say I don't get why people who aren't black or of color don't want their children to learn about, you know, critical race thinking. I feel like they should learn for a lot of reasons. And I'm going to tell you a prime example. The case where you had the Caucasian older guy riding down the street, or he was somewhere where the guy was next to him bumping loud music. The white gentleman was upset by this, you know, probably for a whole lot of reasons. He's an older guy, number one. Some older guys don't like booming ass music. They don't. And I get it. Because they're probably tired. You know, they probably had a lot going on. Maybe they had a bad day. But most of all, they feel very intimidated by rap music. And rap was created predominantly by black people. So a lot of times when Caucasian people hear it, especially conservative Caucasian people, that is, they are bothered by it. In fact, it was booming to this guy. He thought, but see, here's the thing. When I've seen this so many times, Caucasian people have a problem with control. They want to control everything, you know. And I'm speaking to what I'm seeing. This is the truth. They have a very big control issue with them. You know, they look at you as, you know, if, oh, you must serve me. You must always be kind to me no matter what I say out of my mouth to you. Especially on the workplace. They feel like they own us. They really do. If they're the customer and you're waiting on them or something, they feel like they own you. And in my mind, no, you don't. I just work here. And if, you know, if some stuff were to jump off, hey, I'm going to tell my higher up manager, whatever, how I feel about it. If they don't have my back, I'm out of there. And that's how that'll go. And it's really sad, you know. And you can't even conversate with your coworker at all. Not, you know, you shouldn't be conversating with your coworker when you're trying to wait on a customer. I get that. But it's almost like if they walk up and see you guys chatting with each other on site, it's a problem. And it shouldn't be that way. We don't do y'all like that. Cause we don't. I ain't gonna say we. I don't do y'all like that. Cause I could care less what y'all talking about. If I come somewhere, you know, and I'm beginning to see it. A lot of black people don't smell the coffee and see what's going on. I see what's going on because I see. You know, there are certain jobs that Caucasian people don't work. Certain Caucasian people are ashamed to work the jobs that I would work. They feel like it's beneath them. And that's okay. That is okay. It's your choice to do what you please. However, back to the critical thinking thing, that guy ended up shooting the young guy that was booming the rap music. He shot and killed this guy, and now he's gone to prison for that. And then you got the situation with Derek Chauvin that killed George Floyd. I'm not talking straight early this morning. George Floyd, he killed him. And see, a lot of these things is because nobody's teaching nobody about racial differences between us all. Racially, we are different. We were forced into this racial difference, first of all. For lack of a better word. It wasn't us black people that created the divide. It was Caucasian people. Our people were hung up in trees. Our black men were buck busted, where Caucasian men were having sex with our men through their anus in order to demasculize our black men. We see all this. And it's hard because we, as people that love the Lord, most of us are Christians. I feel like I'm one. I love the Lord. But at the same time, oh my Father, in the name of Jesus, I see a possum. Oh my God. Hold on. Look at him. Y'all, when I'm talking, making a video, oh, Mr. Blinky Tail is, if you don't get far away from my beat. And, oh my Father, he turned around. Oh my Father. Oh, okay. Where's my cat? He's running fast. Where's my guard cat? Okay, so Boston Cat is somewhere by this car. I hope. Usually the cat hangs out here with me at night, and he's watching over me and everything. But anyways, back to what I was saying before I was really interrupted by Mr. Pasta Man. It's definitely an ugly racial divide. You know, there is, you know, a lot of people won't admit it. There's a lot of Caucasian people that teach hate within their own household. Whether they want to admit to it or not, they doing it. I see how the young people will come to my line. They look at me just as nasty. And it be white young people. And I love young people. Sometimes when you go to talk to that baby, they look so funny. Like they don't want you to look at the children. God, I never seen nothing so hateful in my life. Whereas you see some other Caucasian people, oh yes, you know, this is my baby. They'll conversate about their babies. And we're talking just like, you know, parents are supposed to with each other. But then there's some that's like, they keep their conversation very short with you. And I know why that is. You got all this bundle of information in your head you don't want to share with us. So you keep your conversation to a minimum. Not to say maybe you don't like us, but, or you just feel like you can't. Either way it go, what I'm saying is this. White people need to learn not just what we like to, you know what kind of clothes we like to wear. You know how we wear hair or nails. You know all these things about us. But respect these things about us. Because a lot of things about you guys, we learn to get along with you and respect what you got going on. I was not, me, myself, I'd be lying if I said, when I grew up in the house with my mom, when I grew up in an apartment with my mom, whatever you want to call it. When I grew up with my mom, she would say certain racial things out of her mouth. She did. And let's keep in mind, she was born in a whole different time than myself. But at the same time, she wanted me to know what was up. Right? Come on. I mean, be real. You got to be real with yourself, Caucasian people who don't want these things taught to your children because you don't want your child to feel like what is it again? They said you don't want them to feel guilty. Well, they do feel guilty, and they should feel guilty. You should feel guilty as well for what your ancestors did. You should. And the thing is, you should feel guilty because why? We have not put a lid on this stuff yet. That's what you should hold the guilt for. Not, you can't help for what your ancestors did. You weren't there. But you know about it. And from past generations down to past generation, y'all talking about that stuff. Because we talk about stuff through our generations. But what we don't talk about is, you know, none of our people ran after white people and burned their houses down. That ain't something black people were doing then, and that is not something we do now. We have not grabbed one of your babies and beat that out of it. And, you know, like they did that baby. Oh, gosh, I'm so tired. I can barely know what I'm talking about here. What is that child's name? Lord mercy. You get what I'm saying. It wasn't a black people that bombed your church and killed children who were there attending Sunday school. Black people didn't do that. Caucasian people did it. People of European descent, not African Americans, not Africans from Africa. Nobody that was chocolate in color like myself did that to you guys. So the thing is, why hold on to hate on a race that you had nothing to do with hating in the first place, or why continue to hate? Up in Texas, they got that, was he a school superintendent or a principal? They got the black guy fired. The guy that's black, he's actually light-skinned in color. Can we go deep with it? Can we talk? I'm like Joan Rivers now. Can we really talk? If y'all want to be real. You know, nobody don't want to be real. That's why some people don't fool with me. Because I will get deep and real with you in a heartbeat. When it comes to light-skinned black African Americans, somebody white mixed with that black family in order to make that person light-skinned in the first place. They don't like to admit it, but that's how they got light-skinned. Light-skinned people didn't just originate. Are you kidding me? But at the same time, the father, he's a father. The guy that works for the school, he was a principal, I think it was. Yeah, he was a principal. He's actually light-skinned black man. And he's also married to a white lady. And he has beautiful mixed babies by this white lady. He loves his wife. He loves his family. What's the problem? But the parents didn't want him to be in the school because they claimed that he was teaching critical race thinking. It's okay. And, bless his heart, he loves children. I love children. And I'm telling you, nothing makes me more angry than when the parent separates me from their children. And I'm going to tell you why. You're entitled to, as a parent, if you have children, you're entitled to say who talks to your children, who's around your children. Oh, that's some funky that's the funky as hell to me. So long as you know somebody has your child's back, has your child's best interests of heart, especially if you can't be there, if you're not around, you should be glad about that. But no, a lot of parents are not glad about that. They like to be jealous about that. Or they want to be able to point fingers and say, oh, you trying to do something to my kid. Don't listen. Nobody want your kid. It's a lot of kids out there that need love and affection. Honey, I would take my time out to love and affect on them. And my love doesn't stop with color. Thank God. Because there would be a lot of families that went hungry if I hadn't been there for them. I'm proud of being able to help a child anytime, anywhere I can. But this prejudice stuff, man, it's gotten out of hand. It's horrible. I can't stand it. I never could stand it. But I've always been the kind of person, if you ask anybody that knows me, I'm all, I don't know how to explain it. Candy, kitties, and rainbows around here. You know what I mean? Like, I try to stay happy. I'm always giving positive affirmations to people that I meet. I don't care what color they are or where they're from. I don't have hang-ups like that. I went to school with white children. I'm from Gainesville, Georgia. So I went to school with white children. Some of those white children grew up in Gainesville and they had kids by my family. I have mixed cousins and things of that nature. Either way it go, I'm saying it to say this. We see what you're protecting when you say stuff like we don't want our children to feel guilty and all these other things, because you're teaching them to be bosses and CEOs and stuff. We are teaching our kids to be the same thing. We're teaching our children about money. We're teaching them how they should save it and not be, how when Jim Crow set those laws down back in the day, he set them so that we would be held back. No matter what we would do to get up, we could never get up. And it's affecting our race, my race, till this day. It is. To where we could never get up. He did that. He set that loose back then. And Caucasian people are not acknowledging this, and that hurts my heart that they're not acknowledging it. They know better. They know better. Every black child that's being born ends up working for their establishment. We also know that. Never to be the owner of an establishment, only just the worker. Come on now, this racial thing runs deep. It runs very deep. All those projects and stuff that was set up to supposedly help the black and disenfranchised families. Why were they disenfranchised in the first place? You want to talk about that? Because maybe all the riches that was in Africa was stolen and depleted by Caucasian people. I'm sorry, European Caucasian people. We all know that these are facts. You can't make this stuff up. If you had never taken the riches from the black people and the Indians, why? And at the end of the day, we still are not giving reparations. We got put on, I'm going to say we, as I'm representing black people talking about this, I'm speaking from a little girl's point of view, from when I was a little girl. Okay. My mom would get what you call commodity cheese or commodity size peanut butter. And bless her heart, damn, we didn't even hardly have bread in the damn refrigerator to eat it with. And this is no cap. I'm being serious. I learned to mix sugar with water just to have something to drink so I wouldn't be so hungry. And my mom would tell me, you better not go outside telling people we ain't got no food in this house. I will forever live with those memories. And that's okay. Because I remember those things. My children have never had to mix sugar water. I told them about it. So they experimented to see what it tastes like. And they said, "Oh, Mama, I feel so sorry for you, Mama. I'm so sorry you had to go through that." Yeah. And there's a lot of black people with stories just like, probably worse than what I've been through. I've been to foster care, and everything. So it's definitely, there are a lot of people benefiting off the fact that us black people can't seem to get along with each damn other. Number one. There's a lot of people benefiting off the fact that everybody wants us to hate ourselves. The disdain that people give us, the look. We're smiling like, oh, holy hell. Hi, how are you today? How can I help you? We're giving you the best smile we can, and all you can do is look there like this. You do it because you want us to feel inferior. So that we'll take our money and spend it on these products where you hold stock in these companies and everything. See, y'all don't want me to tell you what I know. We spend all this money and stuff because we're trying to be better than one another as black people. We're trying to best each other out. We're trying to make ourselves, boost ourselves up to look more superior so that you, Caucasian people who don't like us, will accept us. Me, myself, Lord have mercy, I had low self-esteem as a little girl because I was called blackety and all these other things by my own people. But you can't get me to hate myself in this year. You can't get me to hate myself as an adult. It just ain't gonna happen. I don't care what nobody, I don't care if somebody frown at me, look ugly at me, or however they want to do it. I'm not gonna hate me. I love me. And that's how that go, But for people that don't want to move forward and kind of put this stuff behind us so that we can get along better as people, I feel sorry for you because you're holding your own children back. You're holding them back. They're going to learn about racial equality the wrong way. They're going to learn the wrong way. And this goes out to anybody black that sees this video as well. Don't sit up there and teach your children hate in the house. Teach them the truth. Tell them to look out because we still got people that's after our people because of our color. Unfortunately, we're still being hunted down. Just like none of that has changed. None of that has changed, so we can't sit up here and be blind and act like, oh, we ain't gonna teach our kids. No, we need to teach we need to educate our children that everybody smile at you, don't love you. Don't kiss butt. And that's just how it is. So, anywho. It's time for me to leave my night gig and go home. So, until next posting of videos, as I said before, if you like what I had to say, like it, comment, or whatever the case. Even if you're opposed to what I'm saying, comment on that too. I'm always willing to be, open and learn how other people feel about things. I don't have a problem respecting other people's opinion. Just respect mine. All right, cool.